Hello?
Mic check, mic
So,
check. Yeah, you can put the headphones on. All right, sick. Yo, tuned in, Free Smoke the podcast. Sitting down with my guy 916Frosty.
what's up? What's up?
Very rare interview.
Yes, sir.
This is your first interview?
Yeah, pretty much. I've never had like a real sit down, one on one type of live talking on camera type of thing. So
Damn,
it
bro.
is
Well,
my first time.
I feel like you're long overdue for this, dog.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think 4 years in without a real interview is something,
I
it's
mean,
not really like common. You see that a lot of people get interviews like very early on, but like I only have like a couple text interviews type of thing, but not actually like a podcast style.
is this was that a specific choice for you to just
Yeah, I
kind of
think
be low
yeah.
key?
Yeah, definitely. It was all coinciding with the no face thing
Yeah,
because I was just trying not to reveal like a lot of info, including the face and basically facts about myself that people kind of want to know because I just wanted to have that like type of relationship with the fans in the beginning.
yeah, bro. I was super curious about that. Like, what made you want to just kind of be super mysterious?
Well, I think a lot of it, I think it really stems from just me as a kid and growing up being kind of like a shy, quiet person and not like liking being on camera too much like that. So when I started, I think I was just like, since I was only 15 when I started, at that point, I think I wasn't ready to start showing my face like that. I wasn't comfortable or like you could say insecure or whatever. But yeah, I think as I got older and I started like, growing up, maturing, then I realized that it's not really a big deal and I shouldn't really worry about it. So at this point, I'm just like waiting for a big reveal.
Yeah, man. Because I mean, like, you were 15 years old when you dropped what was your first song? Was it More?
It wasn't more. That was just the first song that started like kind of blowing up.
Mm-hmm.
But my first song ever is called "Let's Go."
And it's online
Yeah,
still.
it's on SoundCloud. Yeah,
And how
it's
old
the
were
first
you?
one.
How old were you when you dropped your first song?
15.
15.
Mm-hmm.
And you just were making it in your bedroom.
Yeah, because basically I wanted to hear myself as a rapper because I would listen to just like anyone else. I would listen to a lot of rap music, like Nav, Lil Yachty during that era of SoundCloud, and then I would think to myself like, oh, I think I could like do this type of stuff because I really fucked with it, and I was coming up with my own stuff in my head. So then I would just find YouTube beats, and then there was just one that connected, and then one day I was like, I'm just gonna record to this, see what happens, and then I decided to put it out.
So like, when you recorded it, did you just like have to go buy a mic? Did you find a studio? Like, how what was that process like of just like figuring out, hey, I like this music, I like this genre, I like hearing it and consuming it. But I can make my own. Like, what was the time frame between like, damn, okay, I want to do this, and then okay, how am I gonna go about doing this?
Well, I actually had my friend that a lot of people know, a lot of my fans know, Joey Melrose,
Mm-hmm.
and he's the one that actually told me to start rapping. He actually like was like, "Yo, I'm rapping in Atlanta right now," because we were friends in 8th grade, and
Damn.
then basically he's like, "Yo, like, because we reconnected on Twitter."
So he used to live in Sac, because
Yeah.
916 Frosty, that's the Sacramento area code, of
Yeah,
course.
we went to school together.
And then he moved out to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Okay, damn. And then he's making music out there, and you guys hit up. Like,
Yeah. So basically, he was literally just making music. We reconnect and he says to me, "Yo, you should make music too." And I'm like, because I was telling him because that's something that we had like a common interest in, the music type of thing.
you guys
But
would talk about music in the 8th grade or something.
no, not necessarily in 8th grade, just like after, because he was into it.
Okay.
Like he was already into music, so then he started just telling me about it.
Like on social media and shit, or just
Yeah.
texting and shit.
Yeah, texting on in the DMs,
Damn.
basically. Yeah, because I hit him up out of nowhere because I found him like again like, and we're like, "Yo, like, what's up?" And then he started telling me all about that stuff.
Oh, damn.
So it was super. It was because like during that time the rap music thing was like, it was it was like really like starting to gain like mainstream attention. So people like me, not necessarily like being into that like from the very very beginning, uh finding that with another person that's also like, oh my god.
Like into it and shit.
Yeah.
No, because I'm like also around that time, SoundCloud is popping, and that's like it put independent musicians on low key,
Yeah.
right? Like that's who you were listening to, right?
Exactly.
So like when you made that song, you paid to get it reposted by X. Is that the story?
Yeah, no.
That's how I found
yeah,
it.
so the story with how I got that repost.
Which is More. We're talking
Yeah,
about, or no, More, right?
yeah.
More, which is like the very first song that kind of got blew up. What was the timeline or like the time difference between your first song and then More?
Oh, I think it was only 2 or 3 months.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so it was my 4th song, and the first 2 songs I posted in the same week, so it was only one more song after that and then More.
Did you know More was like the one type shit to help you?
Oh, people like, like whenever you have a song, people will say, oh, that's the one.
Yeah.
But people were telling me that, like, and I just felt that, right?
Really?
So like looking back on it now, I'm like, oh yeah, they were right. Like, but I definitely felt that from the beginning for sure.
So you pay X to get this repost, and how much did you pay?
Yeah. $200.
$200.
Because the story with that,
Yeah.
basically, this was during the time that Look at Me was blowing up, and X was still in jail.
Oh shit.
So he was still locked up, and basically, it was right after he got out. So he gets out of prison, and then he gets on a podcast for a radio show, and not a podcast, an interview for a radio station. And then basically in that interview, I watched it right when it like came out. I just saw it. So I
were you a fan of him? You were following him?
Oh yeah, I mean, I was a fan of Look at Me, but then like after he got out and he started getting like even more attention, that's when I started really like listening, like a lot of people like in his SoundCloud.
Really tuned in.
Yeah, but when I did get reposted by him, I checked out like most of his tracks, like Young Brats and like what's it called, like
all his earlier stuff.
Yeah, all the earlier stuff. Oh, the one with Ski Mask. I heard that one fucked up for sure. Yeah.
Damn. So like, did you have to save up the 200, or like, what was the plotting? Like, what was the because I'm always super curious about like the marketing aspect of like the independent creator. So that's one route you took, and I feel like it was successful. It was just like you're like, okay, I'm gonna spend this money because you made this song, and then some artists don't really have the idea of like, okay, how can I promote this song? And that's maybe what makes you different compared to other artists, is that you in the early on stages, you were just like, okay, I'm going to pay this $200 and make this investment.
Yeah.
And like see what happens.
Yeah. Because, okay. So as a 15-year-old, I didn't have like any money basically.
Exactly.
I didn't have
when
any
I was
job or whatever. So the way I got the 200 was I was a DJ before I started rapping. So I would DJ small gigs.
What was your DJ name?
DJ June. It was people knew me at school, but like, yeah, that just comes from, my real name, Jonathan. So it's just like a nickname type of thing. But so I was DJing and doing all that, like for basically small gigs for my parents' friends, stuff like that, little like school things. And then
you keep making you're DJing, you're saving up. Like, did it take you time to save up to the 200? Were you like, fuck 200, how am I gonna get this?
No.
Or like,
yeah, so about that was like I had no money, and then I had a gig that was $200.
Exactly $200.
Yeah, exactly.
That's some Destiny shit.
Exactly. So that's why I think about all the time, like that exact amount, and that was the exact amount for the repost, and it was the same weekend as I got the gig on a Friday, and then I got the repost on a Saturday.
Oh shit! Just went straight to it.
So
invested it all.
Yeah,
dude, that's sick.
Because I didn't really have anything to spend it on like that. So I just decided, like, why not? Because I really knew at the time, because X was just like going huge. Like, it was undeniable. So I just knew like it was type of like, yeah. Bro, like kind of lucky,
That's how I heard it.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
it's like a fucking Sunday morning, literally a Sunday morning, the day
Mm-hmm.
after he posted it. I'm on SoundCloud just scrubbing through, waiting for my friend to come out from his house. I'm in the car,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm like, I see the 916 in your title, in your name, and I'm like, okay, I'm from Sacramento. Who the fuck is this
Mm-hmm.
916
Yeah.
Frosty kid? Like, let me listen to it. I listened to it, and I was like blown away. And I immediately reached out and hit you on Instagram and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You
I
remember
remember
that?
that.
So just to see where we're at now, it's super sick to me, you know?
Yeah, I remember that like yesterday, bro. Like I remember just chilling, and then cuz at that time it was so new to me getting a bunch of DMs like that, a bunch of like newfound fans. This was the first time I was gaining like real fans from across the country through that repost
How
and online.
how soon did it blow up? Was it just immediately as you reposted it, you started getting fucking
Yeah, so
clout
I
and like
remember I
people
remember
attention?
the so the first day I posted it, and then I didn't have it reposted yet. Like I posted it and then I got the repost like a day later. So the first day it got like 200 plays.
Hmm.
Second day after the repost it has 26,000.
Were you like refreshing constantly
Yeah,
after
I
you?
kept yeah, because I was never used to that, because like I would have like 100, 200 plays
Uh-huh.
on a song, and I would like check weekly or check daily like before to, and like hope for a play or five, or
Yeah.
whatever the amount was. But now but like at that point it would just kept going. I was never used to that type of thing, just refreshing and the numbers keep going up and up
Did you
like
have
that.
did you have other songs to choose from to decide whether you pay for this song for the repost or more for the repost type shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, did you have other songs in like just not released where you're like you had some to choose from,
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I had a couple unreleased that I was like, which one should I do?
but you just felt more
Yeah,
was the
I
one?
felt more. Yeah, I did. It was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's sick as fuck.
Hmm.
So like you're making music in your bedroom. You pay your homie to record you, or you just buy a
No,
mic, or you have a
no,
mic,
no,
or you
no.
just record it. Like,
So
what was that early process like?
so basically, I just through YouTube, honestly, and like online forums or like articles, I looked up like how to be a musician, how to freaking
Yeah, what were the
record and
Google
all
what were the
that.
Google searches like to
Oh, it was like
to come up?
like top 10 things you need in a home studio type shit, like or how to record at home as a teen. I was looking up stuff like that. Like I didn't know what to do. I was just looking up
You
like
were using the internet as a tool,
yeah,
as you
straight up.
should.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, like a lot of people still ask me till this day, like how do I do this, how do I do that, which I understand, like since I'm like a I should be like a good person to ask because I know a lot about it. But like I think the best way to learn about that type of stuff through like all the music, like say equipment or like like things to use in
Technical stuff.
yeah, technical stuff with the music should be learned by yourself, which is the way I did it. So that's the only way I know, because I was never the person to be asking other artists like that, like even DMing them asking like, oh, how do I do this, how do I do that. I just had my own like intuition to do it by myself.
Yeah, man, it's really crazy, especially the times we're in right now, is the fact that realistically, if you want something enough, you could learn that by yourself without having to pay any money, go to any schooling. You could just it's
Yeah.
all right there on the internet. You just got to take the time and really put
Yeah.
forth the effort.
Yeah.
Like, were you putting in hella hours on like tutorials and like
Oh, yeah.
mixing stuff? Because you mix your own stuff too,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. I mix everything.
Dude,
so
that's wild as fuck. Yeah, like
a lot of it, yeah.
people
So,
don't talk about the time you have to put in before just to
oh,
even get to
yeah,
that
exactly.
point.
So, yeah, I think people a lot of the time they tend to think like things are gonna happen for them, but they don't put the work in. That's really what separates a lot of artists from the ones that are successful and unsuccessful, is like people who are actually about the work that it takes to even get to where like to be flexing on Instagram or all that type of stuff. Like you have to put in a lot of hours into the craft,
Have
because
you
that's something that's something I focus on. Literally, I'm big on, and I think a lot of people know, is the craft itself. Like
have
that's
you
what I've been
have
working
you
on.
always been obsessed with music?
Oh, I think since I was like 7 or 8, I would start to like in the car, I would hear like basically the radio, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of just pop music from that time. That's when I started to kind of tune in around that age. And then around like 10, 11, that's when I started to discover like I I I knew that I liked kind of electric music,
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily like classic music, kind of like
And was your pops
regular.
playing this? Was your family musicians? Or
Nah, no. Basically, they didn't play a lot of music around the house like that. So
how'd you have to get put onto that? Because I mean, as an 8-year-old getting put onto some
yeah,
electric music.
yeah. I know it was the I think a lot through the media I was consuming. I think just hear honestly, if I'm being honest, like
Right.
shit through Disney Channel and
Okay.
Nickelodeon, just like hearing that type of music, like
That
in
was
the
your
back and
first
stuff
intro?
like that. Yeah, like just I think because I was that type of kid that wasn't, like I said, like I was always shy, so I was always in the devices and on the TV and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
watching shit and just like, soaking it all in.
Right.
So that I think subconsciously that's where it all comes from, like because like my pop kind of appeal or whatever.
Well, so yeah, like the sound started off. You drop more. The sound is very Nav influenced. We could say that.
Yeah.
How like was Nav like a big influence on your
Oh,
sound and kind of
definitely.
identity? You know?
Yeah, like I said, because he was one of actually the first people I really was like listening to as a rapper,
And he was faceless too. You know?
yeah, and he was faceless too. So that's really, I think I took inspiration from that. Like
Mhm.
it was just I fucked with that vibe, like being kind of like a mystery, because I really didn't know like what Nav was, what ethnicity he was, and I would only find like one picture of him,
Same,
and I
same.
couldn't tell from that.
But the fucking music was fire.
Yeah, exactly. So So the way I found Nav was he was just a sponsored track on
What?
SoundCloud. It's like like it showed like the little green arrow saying like sponsored
Yeah.
track, and it was a song Up, which
Oh,
was
yeah.
so at that point he already linked up with Metro Boomin.
Oh,
So
okay.
that song was with Metro Boomin,
Oh.
but I didn't know about all his previous work. That's how because I just discovered him from that song.
On SoundCloud.
Yeah,
Damn.
but then I went back and then I saw songs like Myself, The Man, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, I was like, I just started listening and just like taking in what like the style was, because it was kind of, he's one of the pioneers as well, right?
Yeah, for sure.
There wasn't a lot of people doing that at the time besides like people like Speaker Knockers, right?
Yeah, R.I.P. Speaker
Yeah,
Knockers.
exactly. R.I.P. So people like Nav, and then also someone that was on that wave, like I said before, but was like Lil Yachty, and not just Lil Yachty, but like Lil Uzi type of thing.
Were
right?
you listening to hip hop before Nav?
No, not really. I was
Wow.
actually listening to pop,
Well,
like,
yeah, like-
what was on the radio.
So
Yeah.
like I could hear it in your current sound now and the evolution.
Yeah.
You know, but just Nav had that big influence on you where you just like, yo, I want to sound like this.
Yeah, no, because I felt like my voice at the same time had that like same cadence type of like sound
So
almost.
you're typing in on YouTube how to sound like Nav,
No, I was
how to
like,
mix like Nav, you know, because but that's like a process, right? Of like your vocals and effects and stuff. Like I'm not saying like flow wise or shit like that. Like there's a sound to certain rappers, and that you can get that kind of through the software, right?
Yeah, but I'm not. I don't think I'm using the same thing as him.
No,
Yeah.
I'm sure, but like you had to learn, like, because there's like some auto tune stuff, right? I would say
Yeah,
in your
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. So honestly, I don't talk about like my auto tune because I just like I don't know. I just keep a secret because I know it's something that literally people don't use.
But
as
you
much. It's
learned
not the
it.
standard.
Yeah. How'd you learn your process of like creating the sound?
So so in the beginning, I obviously had to YouTube like literally like how to use or like all what the buttons do and stuff like that. But I think I learned the most through practice because I would record, put myself in there, put my voice in the autotune, and then just see like how it sounds and then know how to do it.
It was a lot of trial and error.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there was, because even when I recorded my first song, I have an original version that I recorded with a different autotune, but then I re-recorded it again that's the version that's out now with the autotune that I use like now.
Yeah, I definitely feel like there was some trial and error, but I also feel like there's an aspect of you that's like creative genius wise in when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
music. Like I feel like you're gifted. Do you feel
Thank
like
you. Yeah.
do you because the way you stack and organize the music and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that with such a short timeline of when like okay I'm gonna start this to like oh wow this is really fucking good. Like do you
Mm-hmm.
have these layers and melodies and things constantly playing in your head or like where'd you learn to just like stack and mix all the shit, you know, because that's like that takes years
Mm-hmm.
to really master.
Well, I think my favorite way of learning about that type of stuff, like what you're saying, mixing and stacking the vocals, was listening to other types of music.
Really.
And I think in my opinion, in rap music, there's not a lot of like create because like there to have that mainstream appeal, there's not going to be like a bunch of chaotic stuff in the song like that. It's just going to be like a straight vocal over the beat with some ad libs. But I think uh music that's not rap, like pop, rock, whatever, all of that has like a lot of different like elements
Hmm.
inside of it, right? A lot of this, that's what I noticed, I think.
You study it.
Yeah. So since I listened to it a lot before, and then hip hop was the wave, I was like, why not just like kind of combine it?
Hmm.
That's what I think. So I think my music is a big combination of like basically my take on different styles, which is something like kind of like broad to say, but I think people get it. Like,
I mean,
yeah,
definitely, I feel like as an artist nowadays, you have to be versatile.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying, and kind of figure out what you kind of have to stay true to yourself while also remaining relevant to what's hot. And you know what I'm
mm-hmm,
saying, like Drake does it all the time. You know, like a
yeah,
lot of artists. That's what really makes a great artist, I would say.
mm-hmm,
But for you, your sound, I definitely feel like I agree with you. But your sound has definitely evolved and grew,
mm-hmm,
and it's kind of more. I could see the influence in like rock and pop like that. Do you feel like
mm-hmm.
it's just because you're growing older and you're kind of finding yourself more and just figuring out the person you are?
I think that's definitely a big part of it. I think literally my music kind of tells a story
It
of
always, yeah. I mean,
who what yeah, at the time it kind of like tells my life cuz I make it like as I go,
yeah, for
right?
sure. Yeah, well, even when you're 15, like you're 15 making more, and I'm relating to it, and I'm 26, like I'm like
Mhm.
7 or whatever. I'm older than you, and I'm
Mhm.
hearing this, and I'm just like, I hear like the wisdom in the bars, you know.
Mhm.
So it's
Yeah.
just like that's what I gravitated to. Like
Mhm.
you got some slick shit. You feel me?
Mhm. Yeah.
What's the writing process like? Are you writing that stuff down, or are you just like punching in?
Mhm. Yeah, so a lot of basically most of the time I write in my notes on my phone. So even like since my first song and till now I'm just in my notes writing the song as I listen to the beat.
Hmm.
And then sometimes I do that like with auto tune, like in this, like when I'm recording, kind of basically I'll have it like the auto tune in my ear so I can hear the melodies to see like if it's fire or not, because
Hmm.
you can write melodies and kind of sing them as you write,
Do you
but
like hum them and stuff like
yeah,
that?
yeah, basically, yeah, I just try to like when I'm writing, I try to make sure this also the lyrics are fitting with the melody. Like I feel like melodies have
Like
emotions.
that feeling.
Yeah, so I try to match that. And I think for me the rhyming part, it's not like the crazy hard. It's just like finding what works, right? I don't um I don't focus too much like on complex shit. I just kind of say like what I actually feel, right?
Mm.
Like um
How long is the process from you hear the beat and then you are recording? Like, are you sitting with the beat for weeks, or is it like you just feel it and it just comes to you?
yeah, okay. Well, a lot of the time I think I'm one of the type of people that just sit on it,
Mm-hmm.
cuz for me when I record, it's kind of like almost a big deal like in my like from my perspective, cuz it's going to be like a big or like not a big release, but just like a release. I know that like there's people going to be expecting stuff like a certain standard,
Mm-hmm.
so I make sure that to deliver on that. And
You
then
feel
also,
pressure?
oh yeah, yeah, I feel pressure, but it's just it's good pressure because obviously like it pushes me to elevate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if there was no pressure, then I would feel no need to do anything different. But since there is, I'm always trying to deliver now.
Mm-hmm.
Especially I'm trying to every. I think a lot of people would tell, like, a lot of people, like, they tell me that every song they can hear, like, the progress, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I take pride in that, I think, like, because I feel it too. I
Yeah.
feel like every time I make a song, I feel like that's my best song.
Yeah.
Like, most of the time. So, yeah.
So like when you're writing nowadays, you're writing one song to release. You're not just creating to create. You're like, this is gonna be every song you record, you're dropping it. Because I know there's some artists.
Yeah.
There's some artists that just record,
Yeah.
and then just pick and choose. You know, but
Yeah.
it sounds like you're more meticulous.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of my biggest, I think, strengths and weaknesses, because I'm not like making as much as other people, per se. But I think, all the ideas are up in my head. It's just like what I want to record and put out is what I'm gonna record and put out, type of thing.
Is it based on like do you have notes in your phone? It's just like an incident
Yeah.
you like want to talk about or want to express, you know?
Yeah, no, I have notes, like I have beats in my notes,
Yeah.
and then I just kind of write under them like what I want to do with the beat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there's a bunch of those, just like, and then those are the songs that I'm going to be recording.
So the song making progress is long and time consuming for you?
Yeah. Because I literally stand up, sit down every time I'm recording, just to do my thing. And then I'm mixing it.
And you're doing it all just from your bedroom?
Yeah.
Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Everything you've made is from your bedroom?
Yeah. It's because the only thing I've recorded outside of my bedroom is like ad libs.
Really?
Yeah. In a studio in LA.
Do you feel
Here in
like
LA.
your creative process has to take place in the bedroom? Like I watched this
Yeah.
Billie Eilish documentary and they were recording in their room.
Yeah.
Like is there just like a certain comfort you feel in your room?
Yeah. No, that's literally what it is. I think recording in my own space
Mm-hmm.
is basically what I feel most comfortable with. And yeah, I think because I'm not really into studios like that, because I don't feel that same comfort. It kind of feels like I'm in like a public space and all that. I want to be like private, where I feel like my thoughts are concealed and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And even the thing with recording in front of people, like I feel like I like to record preferably with no one in the room.
Just by yourself.
Yeah. So because that's how I feel like I can put out the most like
Vulnerable stuff.
yeah, the raw shit.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Too, because also is it weird? Because you do it all. It sounds like,
Mhm.
besides like the beat making aspect
Mhm,
of it.
yeah.
But you could just lay the beat in. You know, like
Mhm.
like creating with someone else. Is that because? Have you ever had someone else like mix your shit or touch it or even try?
Oh, I've had people try. Like I wanted to get my EP mixed like professionally by someone else. I
Mhm.
thought maybe that would sound better or something like that. But then after I did that, I realized like I think people are because it just didn't sound like me.
You weren't fucking with it.
Yeah, I did not. So, and it's nothing on the engineer or anything like that. I just think the mix just wasn't what I was going for.
What you sound? Do you have these sounds? Like, do you have more playing in your head before you record it?
Oh yeah, no, because I record references before I do
Mhm.
stuff, before I like record my final or whatever. But I hear it in my head for sure, because I just kind of sing it out loud even without autotune, and I just know what it's gonna sound like.
So you told me, I don't know if you told me if I'm remembering this correct, but you could hear a melody and play it like just without looking at notes or anything like
yeah,
that.
so they call it like a widow or something like that. So it's just like where you can hear a melody and then you can kind of play it on the piano or any instrument and just from your ear.
Your memory.
Yeah.
Dude, what do your parents think about all this music? Like,
Oh, they're pretty supportive, I think. Like they don't they just want me to be safe and all that. So I just have to be careful with like about all that, like all the bullshit going down in the industry and all that. But
yeah, like, do you consider yourself a rapper? Because I feel like when I first heard you, you were a rapper, but now
Yeah.
it's more of just like, I don't know what would you consider your genre is?
genre wise, I think like I think definitely still rap, because I'm gonna be leaning towards that in the future. I think as the years go on, like I'm never gonna, I think, be a straight up from like
alternative sound type stuff.
Yeah,
That's kind of been growing popularity recently, with all the, like Travis Barker, MGK, Swaco, all them.
Yeah, because I think the only thing I'm gonna be doing is basically doing my take on styles and basically dipping my toes into everything. But I'm never gonna stray away I think from the rap type of stuff, because I think that's still what I like the most.
Yeah, or you like writing those bars and just like,
yeah,
like,
no,
damn,
exactly.
that shit was hard.
Yeah, I love just the feeling of, it's just so dope, bro.
Yeah.
Like like there's so many things you can say about it, but like I think it's just so fun. Like that's the only thing, like that's what I think keeps me going like all the time. It's just like, even when I'm not feeling it like that, when I get back into it, then I'm like, okay, yeah, this is why it's like why I'm even doing this, because it's like it's just a good feeling to be, and also to know that I'm helping people at the same time. Like there's fans out there and stuff like that that are supporting me and like they feel like they receive help from me.
Are you constantly like being bombarded with love?
Yeah,
from fans and stuff?
In the DMs, yeah.
Do you respond to them, or
Well, in the beginning, it was
easy to maintain.
Yeah, it was easy. I could like I'd have like 10, 15, 20 messages and just go through them, and then basically that number would grow over the years. It would grow to like 30 to 50 to then like now it's like 70 to 100, not per day, but like kind of like in a week or so.
And are you an independent artist?
Yeah, I'm fully independent. I just have a manager, but besides that, nothing.
Do you see yourself signing to a major label or anything like that? Because I'm sure the offers have been there.
For a major label, I think not necessarily I would want to sign to one like that, like straight up like artist to label. But I'm not opposed to the idea of like working with a label if I ever decided to make my own label, then like doing a joint venture, like partnering with them, or even doing a publishing deal. But besides that, I think the best route for me is to stay independent, because I think I'm lucky enough to not really need that at the moment. Like kind of like I don't. No, I can kind of hold my own at the moment.
The independent wave right now is just
exactly.
It's on top. You gotta really, if you do it all, that's why it's so you're so special compared to other people, because you literally can just make hits from your fucking the process of making music is so simple when it's just less people.
Yeah. No, that's also the thing too. I don't do a lot of like basically features on my own songs, and that's been a choice for me just because like I think I just wanted to tell my story.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Are there any people you'd like to work with, or people like you're fans of? Like, who do you listen to? Like who's on the 916Frosty playlist? You playing on the
I'd be listening to, well, for my there's kind of, I have two different vibes, kind of like listening to like listen to, like I have a mode where I want to listen to other people, like kind of like the underground, and then I'll be listening to what I want to listen to, kind of like personal type of music that I have my own connection to.
Just to kind of keep your ear to like what's hot and new, and kind of like what's underground before the wave hits. Yeah.
So recently I've been listening basically to a lot of like underground people that are in my same realm, basically. That's what I like to listen to.
Yeah, because I listen to the songs you promote that you're featured on.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, who the fuck is this? And I feel like I'm kind of tuned into that same tune. But yeah, you're like the alternative. I would consider your music like kind of alternative rap.
Yeah.
In a way, like the blend of genres, but also the people. But I feel like it's a growing genre, if that, type, because the people you're making songs with, I've never heard of, but they sound good on your sound. You know what I'm saying? Like they blend together, because I think about it like, you're from Sacramento, bro. You're not the typical Sacramento rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you in tune with any people from Sac or anything like that? Because it's mostly like Mozzie, the gangster rap scene, stuff like that.
Yeah,
so like
the only person I'm like super familiar with is basically Mozzie.
Yeah.
But like I'm not really, I don't think I'm the biggest fan of that music. I'm not gonna lie and say I am, because
no, for sure.
I am. I'm from there, but it's just like I've always been like I said, into the internet, TV type of shit, kind of just like digital type of stuff, you know? And that's what that was what's been garnering like the most attention online, I think, through the early 2000s, late 2010s.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, dude, because I mean, I just think about it, like you and Mozzie on a song. What would that sound like?
Oh
You
my
know?
god.
Like,
Yeah, I think I could do a hook like that. I think basically with any like type of street rap or like non-autotune rap, I think I could be good on a hook.
Yeah.
But like it just depends on, for me it depends on the beat. Cuz if I hear a beat and I feel like I can put a melody on it, then that it's game, cuz then I could just do that, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not like huge into like rapping without autotune,
for
like
sure.
at the moment, but that's something I feel like I need to like really practice and learn, and maybe even like put out shit that has no autotune on it, like a
That'd be
like a
fire.
traditional rapper. Yeah.
That'd be sick. That'd be sick as fuck. Yeah, bro. I'm waiting for the you and Mozzie you and
Yeah.
Mozzie track. Or now, honestly, you know what I really want is the you and Dadix track. We gotta set that up.
Oh,
Dadix,
yeah,
That
Lil
would be
Dadix.
sick.
Yeah,
That
I
would
know.
be sick. So you're making all this music. Are you performing it? I heard you performed at your high school homecoming.
No, it was, yeah, at the senior prom, at the senior ball thing, like.
That's sick. How was
Yeah.
that?
Oh, that was another
Was that
thing.
your first performance ever?
No, that wasn't, because
Okay.
I was on tour at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was just like I started performing, and then that was just like in the middle of it. Like,
were you a senior?
yeah,
So you're a senior performing at the senior ball,
yeah, it was.
and you're
yeah.
popping by it. Like, what songs were you performing there?
I could only do one because they said it has to be clean, like no bad words, right?
Yeah.
So the only one that I had in my Google Drive was More.
Okay.
Yeah, so I made a clean version for that, and that's what I put up. Yeah.
Were kids hyped?
Oh yeah, dude. Oh my, I have the videos and shit. Like, people were going crazy
Because
like,
it wasn't.
They announced me too. Like, they're like 916 Frosty and all that shit. Like, and then everyone's screaming, and I was like at the top. Like, everyone was like in this like like a hotel venue type of thing. So everyone's at the bottom with all the tables, and then there's a second floor with a balcony. And I was performing looking down at everyone.
that's
so I was
sick.
at the top. Yeah.
Because the school support wasn't like that at first, was it?
No. It was weird, because I would get people that were like actually real supporters. Like, they would be like, even in the beginning, they're like, "Yo, like, that's cool that you're rapping."
From
and all
your
that.
school?
Yeah, and I feel like they were like, some people were genuine.
They would
But
just
then-
randomly come up to you in the hall.
No, it was because I would just talk to people. I would always be telling people about it, literally.
sick.
So, because that was my thing. I actually wouldn't really talk about anything else. Like, that was, people would know me. People would know me, and like, just for the music type of thing. And that's also a thing. Like, they didn't know, even like they wouldn't even
They didn't know who
necessarily
Johnny was?
Yeah, they never did. So like, it was always this weird relationship with everyone. But people were, I think it was just like, people supported me for sure. Like, but then there was also the other side. Like, there were some people just like straight up like, "Yo, you're trash," right?
Just hating
and
on
then and then there's people that act like they act nice, and they act like they're supporting you, but it's like kind of like a joke.
Yeah.
They think it's a joke and all that type of shit. So yeah, I think I tried. Those people in the beginning really got to me, and I think because I was so young, and at the same time, like, I was kind of like still finding my footing, right? Because it was just the beginning. So I was getting pissed. Bro. I wasn't with it. That's why I think it really pushed me to keep pushing out stuff. Like, that's like, if I didn't, I think honestly, if I wasn't in that type of environment, I wouldn't be like always putting, like, I wouldn't have done what I did, like, musically. Like,
They were kind of motivation.
Yeah, in a weird way.
The haters were motivation. Shout out DGK.
For real. Yeah.
So was that performance at homecoming like a big fuck you to everyone? Like,
Oh my god, yeah, because this chick, because the chick that I wrote it about, right? Like, she was there.
is it known
Oh yeah, no, people
around the school? And
yeah,
shit?
people knew, right? So I heard
You're
that
making these bitches famous or what, dog?
No. No, but she apparently she was just pissed, like, that.
What? She was just hating.
Yeah, because I was performing that shit, and
man,
everyone,
that was the best feeling.
yeah, no, and then I even texted her after. I'm like, like sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, but I was like, no, it was like a kind of fuck you, sorry type of
Yeah,
thing.
like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, sorry, they want me to perform.
Yeah.
Damn. What? So damn. And more was about a girl.
Mhm.
Damn.
Like basically the story was I thought I was just talking to this girl, and then I thought she was like, basically I wasn't dating her or anything like that, but I thought she was like doing something with someone else. So then that day I was just like, fuck it. I was pissed. I'm like, I'm gonna make a song about this. And that's how a lot of my stuff goes down. Like I'll be feeling like extra emotion one day, and then I'll be like, okay, I have to put this into something like that. So that's what I did,
Yeah.
and that's what turned out.
I feel like that relationship aspect of someone's life can really like make them grow up quick if they experience heartbreak or betrayal or stuff like that. Like that was the kind of shit you was going through type shit.
Yeah, no, I was down like just on some like teenage...
Love hurts sometimes, dog.
Yeah. No, because I felt I wasn't like even getting like, I didn't have a girl. It wasn't like a girlfriend or anything. It was just a girl that I was into.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even like I didn't get anything like in return or anything. I was just like putting myself out there.
Infatuated right there.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was hard, so.
I mean, did you let her know you was feeling her?
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, I was telling, she knew, right? Because I was, yeah.
You're trying to pop at her?
Yeah, I would buy shit for her. I bought like food for her and fucking shit. Dude, I didn't know what to do.
What you were doing?
Dude, I thought that was the way. You just fucking like buy shit.
Tight,
like, I didn't even know. Yeah.
Hey, bro, it's not tricking if you got it, dog. So you probably had it, man. Just bought her some chips, bro.
Yeah.
Bought her some fucking snack time lunch shit, bro. I'm fucking with that.
Yeah, no, I bought her a meal, bro. I didn't buy...
Hey, you bought her a meal, and then she just became the motivation
dude,
for the career of something great, So I mean, do you believe in like manifestation and destiny and stuff?
Oh yeah, no, I do, because I always like, I don't even know how to explain it, but I always felt like this was some type of shit I'm gonna be doing. Music,
you just have to think it.
Being on cameras type of stuff. I always felt like I was gonna be doing that. I don't know why, but ever since, like, because when I would see stuff, I was like, damn, like I just felt like I was gonna be there one day. Yeah. Like I would just pop up somewhere. So yeah, I felt like I did. Like, well, one of my friends told me that like I manifested my whole last career.
Yeah.
Like I came up with 916Frosty in my head before I made any song, and then I made the whole thing go. Like I started building it. So it was a whole. I imagined myself doing shows, doing like making songs, and having the followers and whatever like that, but like I saw it happen right in front of my eyes type of shit. Yeah. So it was yeah.
What I think is different, like compared to someone who wants to do something or like someone who's manifesting it, is like you have to obsess over it and you have to think about it every fucking day. It's not just like, oh, I'll think about it every so often. Like you were thinking about music every day and wanting to create, and and it helped you excel, I would say.
Yeah, no, because basically during that time, there's not a lot to be doing, because I was young. I wasn't doing like, I was spending my time honestly playing video games like that, like PS4.
Yeah.
So
online Call of Duty, what were you playing?
Yeah, COD. Yeah. No, COD is my everyone
That's your shit.
COD
Do you play with fans? Do you ever have lobbies with fans?
I played with fans before, but never like a big thing. Okay. But like some fans here and there. Like I played with fans like on their birthday type shit.
Oh, that's tight.
Like, they hit me up and like I'm like, let's play something or whatever.
Can they book 916Frosty for a birthday party? That'd be sick.
Maybe a bar mitzvah.
Oh, bar mitzvah. Get the
mitzvah money.
Get that bag.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm curious. What before we wrap up, what is the story behind 916Frosty? Like, why did you think of that name?
All right, so 916, right? Obviously. That's where I grew up.
Area code.
So I've lived there since I was, I think, 3 years old. So that's where, I'm not gonna say where I was born, but that's where I was living. That's where I started living when I was 3, and then I grew up in Roseville, like until like second grade, and then I moved to Rockland, which is where I'm still at, and I just did my whole thing, did my whole school process and all that shit. Learn the town, all the people. It's kind of it's a nice place. So
Yeah.
there's just not. I think what kind of was weird about it for me, like something I always think about is there's not a lot of culture.
Yeah.
Like it's not like
Well, you live far from
yeah
downtown
yeah it's
Sac.
like
You live kind of far. Like I would.
yeah
Some people don't even claim that as Sac. You know.
yeah
Like
I know yeah honestly I kind of say that just like I'm not gonna front. I just kind of say that so because it's the closest biggest city,
yeah,
right?
definitely,
But I
definitely.
wouldn't. I'm not. I'm just gonna clarify. I'm not like not living in
Yeah.
Sacramento, like West Sacramento, South Sacramento. It's just like a suburb, like 25 minutes away.
It's when people say, like we're in the valley right now. We're in
Mhm.
LA. You know, like people. I
Yeah,
totally get it.
it's just a generalized thing.
Where
But
does
like,
because dude, honestly, going back to that like manifesting and destiny thing, like say you didn't think of 916, like that was the reason I heard your shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And then we go to make these music videos and just connect like that. So that's why I think it's all part of the plan
Mhm.
too. Like that shit's tight. Where'd you get the Frosty from? The flows are just
Frosty,
too cold.
yeah. No, the first like meaning to me was actually like diamonds. Really,
Really?
if I like that's really what I was thinking of, but then also at the same time, I think the meaning behind it also like my second meaning is kind of ice in the veins type
Yeah.
of thing, like cold heart, all that type of shit, like. So because I felt that way.
Yeah.
Honestly, I felt that way. So that's kind of how it came together.
You feel like
And
you'd ever change your name?
yeah, and I like I really wanted to associate with the blue, with the light blue type of thing. So I think it fit perfectly.
That's fair.
Hmm.
So you're gonna remain 916 Frosty forever, you think?
Yeah, I think so. I thought about changing it to like 916 maybe or something, but like I think
For search purposes, you probably should keep it as 916
yeah,
Frosty.
exactly, yeah.
I fuck with it, bro.
Mhm.
What is the 5 question mark 21? What, you about to drop an album? You about to drop a song? What's
No,
the deal
it's
with that?
just so basically I'm just trying to hype up my next single, Riverbank, which is dropping on the 28th.
On the 28th.
Yeah.
Okay. So a couple days
Yeah.
when this is released.
Yeah, when this is released. So,
We're so industry, dog.
yeah. So, yeah. No, basically, I wanted to promote this one in a different style, like kind of like do a ominous type of release date, and and by this time I would have been posted the snippet, which I'm gonna be doing. So, yeah, because this is honestly one of my favorite songs in a long ass time because I feel like it's just a classic 916 Frosty. Like
Yeah.
people like recently been saying like, oh, this isn't your style, like go back to this, go back to that, which I can see why, right? Because that's what they know, but then there's also at the same time people that really fuck with the new stuff. They're like, yo, don't listen to the people saying you should do something like your old stuff, just keep going.
You just gotta evolve, bro.
Yeah.
You just gotta evolve.
So this one I'm excited for because I feel like it's the perfect mixture of the new me and the old me, right? It has the same like the dark tones, like with the story, and a rap beat. So, and the cover art is also I feel like coincides with like my previous cover arts, like the dark type of stuff. I think people really fuck with either you fuck with like the dark music or the light music.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of my fans are with the dark stuff, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Are you in the dark stuff? Because I know it's hard to kind of make dark stuff when you're in the light, you know? Like
Oh,
you're doing
yeah.
good. I feel like you're, you're growing
That's
up.
just
You're fucking
hard.
working. Last time I talked to you, you were telling me how you were waking up early in the morning, running and shit, being active, you know? Like,
yeah.
like
Yeah, that
kinda-
was-
You
yeah,
feel like the
during
mental health is in a good spot right now?
Oh yeah, I think it's all right now, but I think with the COVID, like
Yeah,
still
that
kind of
fucked
around.
everyone's mental health
Yeah,
up.
like that was bad. Like I felt like every day was hell, low key.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't leaving the house. I wasn't seeing any friends like that. I was just kind of stuck.
Yeah, so
right?
what do you do besides music? What do you do for fun?
So I mean, basically, my favorite thing to do is hang out with friends.
Yeah.
Like I just like to chill. I
Yeah.
think that like in life as a thing, right, is just to like having that company like with bros. You know, I think that's one of my number one things. But besides that, I like playing some sports. Like I like running actually, and playing like just like a little basketball. But I fuck with like I'm just into the digital stuff. I'm into the PS5 right now.
Yeah, what you playing on the PS5?
So I'm still playing Cold War, and I'm playing Apex Legends too. Shout out Apex Legends. You know what I'm saying?
You ever consider streaming on Twitch or what?
Yeah, I know. I have a Twitch channel. I was streaming. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I took a little break from the stream because I don't know. I just stopped streaming for a little bit. But I'm gonna start streaming again, and then because I'm already affiliated on there.
Oh really?
Yeah, so I can just do.
Oh, you're
whatever.
lit then.
Yeah, no, I got I think a K.
For real?
Yeah.
Yeah. So hey, make sure you
Yeah.
what is it? Subscribe or
yeah, subscribe.
What's it
called? Winter Phantasmal.
yeah.
Winter. Yeah, that's just like because they took someone had the 916Frosty name, so I couldn't freaking have that.
You didn't try to get that back? Hit
No,
them
I
up?
did. No, I did. They changed it, but then once you change the name, it takes 6 months.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I'm waiting for that.
Damn. But 916Frosty is coming on Twitch soon.
Yeah. Yeah, because I want to have the same. I want to have the same name on everything. I want to keep
Yeah.
that branding, so when people search my shit up.
It only makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shit, bro, man. I appreciate you pulling up for your first
course.
interview, man. This is some history shit, man.
Yes,
I
sir.
appreciate you, dog.
Of course.
Hey, Free Smoke the podcast. Like, comment, subscribe. You guys know the drill.
Yes, sir.